So since my last personal rig update, I have made exactly 0 progress over here. So I promised to show, well, I don't remember if I promised to do this, but I should have promised to do this at some point because I was going to do it. So I wanted to show you guys the procedure for cleaning out older radiators, because as you guys know, if you've been watching my personal rig updates, my radiators are not new. This is a Black Ice Pro 2, which is the first radiator I ever bought for my first water-cooled rig. And then this is a Thermochill PA 120.4, which is a bit of a rare item these days. I think there's probably rads that perform better, but this is a good fit for the TJ07. And yeah, it's a great rad. There's really no compelling reason to replace it. There's been some talk about what fans is Linus using. I actually use 2 different kinds of fans in my rig. I'm using Gelid Wings. There they are, Gelid Wings in all the places where they're visible, so those are UV blue fans. And then on the radiator down in the bottom, the PA 120.4, I'm actually using Silverstone Air Penetrator 121s. So those were one of the, are they 121s? Pretty sure they're 121s, whatever, the first directed airflow one. So those are UV blue as well, but you'll never see them because they're hiding in the bottom. The reason I was using these ones is because they were the first, I got them back when they were the only directed airflow fans. So I rave on and on and on about the Noctua NFF12s. Those are similar to these. They're newer, they're a little bit better, but they're directed airflow, so you get like a vortex of air that moves away from the fan like this so that it actually doesn't just kind of go all over the place. The reason for that is in the basement of the TJ07. Here we go. The white balance will be off over here, but there's not really a whole lot I can do about that right now. Let's go ahead and give you guys some more light. In the basement of the TJ07, what you're doing is you're pulling the air in here. And then what you ultimately want it to do is go out the other side, not just get out the other side, not just get dispersed around there. So that's why I went with those fans. And then Gelid Wings for the rest of it. There you go. There's the rest of the Gelid Wings. I went with those because at the time of buying them, Gelid Wings were one of the only good-looking, good-performing fans that came in all the fan sizes that I needed. So Noctua had fans, but their 92mm fan was not a pressure-optimized fan. It was an airflow-optimized fan. It was with that really like highly angled blade design that I really didn't like and didn't really believe in that much. Right, so what am I doing here? Vinegar, for one thing. So a 10% vinegar and hot water mixture went into the loop. Now most people just flush the radiators by putting some water and vinegar inside them, plugging them up, shaking them up, and then sort of doing more and more diluted until you're doing a couple flushes with distilled water in order to make sure they're all clean. I knew mine were particularly gunked up. You can actually see the water is blue. So I left it here for about an hour actually running. So I have a pump going here. Here's an AX850 running the pump for me. Something to watch out for, guys, is if you don't have quite as much radiator in your test configuration, the pump can actually heat up the water to the point where it can overheat. So make sure that you actually turn one or two of the fans on just to make sure that it doesn't overdo it. With 6 by 120mm radiators, though, there's enough passive cooling that I didn't really have that issue. So what I'm going to do now, this is my 10%, is I'm going to do a 5%. I mean, approximately 5%. I don't know exactly how much water's in there, but it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to do a 5% mixture. Then I'm going to do 2 or 3 rounds of just distilled water to get the rads as clean as I can. So thank you for checking out this personal rig update, where it's basically me yammering about nothing, and then finally in the last couple of minutes telling you what I'm actually doing. And once this is done, I'll be ready to put the rads back in the system, which is one of the reasons why I haven't been able to install anything else, because I need to route all the power to my fans, and I need to get those rads in before I can put all the front panel bay covers. See, the rig's over there. Front panel bay covers in and stuff like that. So don't forget to subscribe to Linus Tech Tips for more unboxings, reviews, and other computer videos.